Hello everyone. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing and sharing and for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Today I am at a different falls. It's called Pulangbato, and it's just up from the Red Rock Springs. I saw it was on the map that it was called Red Rock Falls, but apparently it's supposed to be Pulangbato Falls. So not as dramatic as where I was yesterday at the Casa Roro Falls. Not terribly far away. And I'm going to give you a quick peek around here. There's actually two falls. That's one of them. And the other is behind me somewhat. But for now, that's all for the view. I hope you can see a little bit of this one. I believe that's from the other falls just to my right here, and it's draining into the same little brook. So with that, I'm going to talk about something today. I've had this monkey on my back that I have to be rid of, and the subject pertains to the Filipina. Is she a gold digger? Is that your query? Is that your question? Well, in my view, it's a misconception. It's a misapprehension, and it's a fallacy to call a Filipina a gold digger. Are there exceptions? Well, of course, there's exceptions. Let's talk about those. Let's distinguish the exceptions. Well, I'm sure you've been online. You're perhaps well acquainted, as I was in the past, with those who would try to extract money from you with absolutely no intention of seeing you, spending time with you. Well, we call those scammers, right? But they're fed by guys like me who at the time were too ignorant, can we use that, to realize that we're being taken. I mean, what beautiful girl in her right mind would be communicating with an old fella like me at 7,000 miles away? For what other purpose? Come on. I mean, it doesn't take brains, though some of us have fallen for it, haven't we? Well, okay, call them scammers. They call us participants as well, right? We didn't have to play their game, but we did. And of course, then there's expats who have had the experience of sending money to build a house, not having met the Filipina even. So eventually they get to the Philippines, and they go to the house that's supposed to be built, and well, it's there, and at the door there he's greeted by the Filipina and her husband or boyfriend, and rejection, total rejection is the answer at the door knock. So well, is she a scammer? I guess the guy got taken, but who's really responsible? Really? Well, I think foreigners contribute to this behavior, as I did, except I didn't build any house for a Filipina prior to meeting her, at least. Now, then there's, I know of a couple cases that have sent money to build a house, and videos of the progress was shown consistently every day. And when the gentleman goes, knocks, the foreigner comes and goes, knocks on the door, well, it's totally different owners. They don't know anything about the Filipina that this guy's talking about. He shows them a picture and they haven't seen him before. And they give them some proof, at least, that the house was theirs to begin with. So what happened there? 100% fleecing, wouldn't you say? So again, that happens. And who's at fault? Do we call her a scammer? Well, so what's the result of this? It's because guys like me in the past have not vetted these women. How can you vet someone you haven't even met? I guess you can online to a certain extent, but how do you know their heart? Their words and their smiles on video might be terrific, and they all show you all these wonderful pictures, but are they real? I mean, well, in these cases that I've mentioned, they weren't, were they? But let me stop there and examine something. So these girls, you might say, took advantage of the foolishness of foreigners. But does it happen anywhere else? Does it happen in the country you're from? I say, yes, it does. Older men, lonely, desperate, they fall for that in the United States as well. So do we call them gold diggers? I would rather call the American the gold digger, because there's lots that female could do to bring in a living. She chooses not to. Now, in the case of the Filipina, life is desperate here to make a living. They're struggling every day just to eat decent food, which most of them don't, and just exist. Many can't find jobs because there's so many Filipinos with college degrees now, and the best they can do is get a job in the department store at 300 or 350 pesos a day, which equates to $6 to $7 a day. So how do you compare that to American women who are probably on food stamps and getting all kinds of government aid and still trying to fleece people, specifically older, vulnerable men? Well, now you'll understand the expression I started with, I have a monkey on my back to get rid of. Well, here it comes. A while back, I was personally offended by a relative, nonetheless, who stated that the Filipina that I had been associating with for a number of years was nothing but a gold digger. And the reason that was given was that because of the age gap. Well, I wonder why people go to the extent of such exclamations without knowledge of the Filipina. She never considered in her marriage, prior to her marriage, the monetary aspect of the marriage. You don't think she did? So what motivates people to come off with that? Is it insecurities? Is it jealousy? For what purpose? They don't know the Filipina. I didn't know Filipinas till I really got here. So, be that as it may, allow me to suggest that Filipinas might be attracted to foreigners for the purpose of a better living. What's the matter with that? Americans don't do that. American women, I mean. They're not attracted to someone that's potentially going to give them a good life. I mean, that's total hypocrisy in my view. So I don't have an awful lot to say as to crediting those kind of statements. Western women, in my mind, are not different. Their behavior is, believe me. The difference in the qualities of a Filipina, American women would be well to adopt, not criticize. So if you're there in the United States and you want to pick a bone with that idea, well, you're misinformed and you're deceiving yourself. So I rest my case. The Filipina has a totally different mindset, a totally different outlook and behavior. Well, it shows in their behavior. And as I said, it'd be a very good idea for some American women to try to be influenced by that behavior. And then perhaps they would stop being critical of the Filipina. So to all the critics and naysayers of the Filipina, I say, search your own heart and think before you talk. It's better to remain silent and risk being thought of as a fool than flap your gums about something you know nothing of and removing all doubt of that fact. So with that, I'm going to close this out in favor of the Filipina, of course. So until next time, take care, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye now.